Hi, this is Nancy Yearout, and welcome to my show, High Road to Humanity. In every episode, I tell you powerful true stories filled with great wisdom that you can use in your own life as you strive for a higher road to travel. My featured guests will have their own unique stories to tell that enlighten your mind and your soul. So kick back, relax, and learn the secret to success when you take the high road.
First touch, strong connection, it lays deep in your soul.
Hi, this is Nancy Yearout, and welcome to High Road to Humanity. And guess who's here? Leslie Sampson is back with us. And welcome back to the High Road, by the way.
Thank you for having me back.
I'm so excited you're here. You know, she's really into the angelic realm like I am, and she connects. And she has a book that she came on the show a little while ago to talk about her book, Find Your Twin Flame. But what we're going to just talk about today is the angelic realm and what's going on. Before I bring her on, I do want to read a really quick message that I received from Gabriel today. And sit back and relax. And it's a short one, but ask him if there was anything he wanted me to say. So here you go. He says, Nancy, you are working to help humanity, but remember, only the few who love the Lord will see the light and follow you. Because I get stressed that people don't hear me. That's probably why. He says, do not be distressed over the ones who won't come to the light, as they have a choice. Be the example, show them the light and how joy and love come from connecting with the mighty I am. Many humans are confused about what they are witnessing, but let there be no confusion. We must all band together and demand peace. The fighting is over chemical warfare, and the battle is one to be fought by the experts in that area. These tubes or vials that contain deadly material are at risk of exposing millions of people to death. Please pray for peace, and each person can help by sending prayers to the people who have these biological weapons for warfare in their hands. And that is all for now. What do you think, Leslie?
Powerful. It gave me chills, actually, because I was speaking with him about something similar this morning.
Talk to me.
Because, it's funny to me. I know that everyone is posting on social media about sending light, love, etc., to the Ukraine, to doing different things to help, monetarily, energetically, and I've been a little reluctant to do that because I'm more of a action person. So instead, I literally go into angelic council and send angelic healing with them during meditation, during dream states, because I want to do something other than just posting on social media about it. And I feel that message from Gabriel pretty hard, because he was saying something similar, that it just seems like the people who are fighting, waging the war seem to be more ignorant to the actual cause and effect than everyone else in the world. And and it may sound weird, but I actually send light energy to them,
Yes.
to Putin, to whoever, because I think that when people are getting power, no matter who it is, they sort of tend to forget that you aren't God, you are not anything other than a human, and when you wield this power, you should not wage war for gain or profit. You shouldn't wage war at all, basically. But when it happens, it should be for to help people, to help humanity. So instead of bombing a women's hospital, a maternity ward, I don't see the sense in that. Instead, I just would rather it not happen. But so I kind of go in and do what I can energetically to kind of raise that vibration. with the hope that eventually one day somebody will wake up and realize, wait a minute, this is not helping me.
Right. Well, and what I want to say is, it's interesting that he brought up this chemical warfare because he's not brought that up to me before. I've had somebody, I did news with Nancy on Sunday, and I don't know if you saw it, but I did have someone from Ireland that came in and said, this is exactly what's going on. Here's the thing. We don't know who the good guys or the bad guys are. That's the thing that I need people to understand. All we know is that what I do know and what I really feel, and I want to know what you feel because you're totally psychic like I am. I feel like there are chemical test tubes. I mean, he wouldn't say that to me if there wasn't.
No, Gabriel wouldn't say that if it wasn't true.
And so for whatever reason, or however they got there, that is the deal. That's what they're going in for. Putin, I think, I'll just tell you what I think. I think he's trying to get to him before somebody else does.
What
do you think? I mean, tell me what you think. I'm open. That's what I feel.
I think that could be a case, but honest to God, I think that isn't the case with all dictators and all people who, commit genocide, that it's really just about power. I really believe that it's just about claiming as much power as he possibly can. And I'm not saying that Gabriel isn't right. I thoroughly believe 100% that there is something a little bit more.
There's more to this than what we're being told.
That what we know. And plus, I don't listen to media.
Right.
I don't care right, left, center, backwards, forwards. I don't give a crap. I don't listen to the media because it's all terrible.
It's all screwed. Right. It's all skewered. None of it is for real. There's always a little bit of truth and there's a little bit of non-truth. And that's where you got to go in. Don't you agree?
Mm-hmm.
And figure it out,
instead of me trying to go in and pick a different channel to watch or read a different news article, I go to my angelic guidance and I'll say, okay, what's really going on? Because they know, they know what's going on. And I feel like it's just a way to get through all of the crap and deal with all of the, just push it all aside because you can't have a discussion with people like that anymore because, people will go very which way or the other. But me, I don't give a crapitarian. So I just go and I ask the angels. And I'll say, how am I supposed to react to this? What am I supposed to learn? What am I supposed to do? And then I just take their advice because to me, that's the easiest way to actually get the job done.
Right.
Keep sending light, keep sending energy.
No, you're exactly right. Well, I got this message, I think, this morning because I got up and I was frustrated because I do look at Facebook and people just don't understand that we are energetic beings and that our thoughts and our words have power and that we do have a power. So lately I've been sending out light and love, just like you were talking about. And that's what we can do to the world. To Putin, to Biden, to the United States, to Russia, to Ukraine, to the people. Just send out light and love. And as you do that, that light and love energy does go out into the universe. Now, what messages have you gotten recently that you want to share?
Well, it's a little weird, I know, but I'm going to say it anyway.
That's okay.
For myself, I always make it a point to ask my angelic guidance what direction I need to send energy to. And this morning when we were in council and we were doing it, going in and sending the energy out, I was led and actually heard about this. I was led to actually go, it was almost as though I stepped right down on the ground with a soldier. I don't know which side they were on, doesn't matter. And I could feel their feelings and their energy, and I could feel their hands tremble. And so instead, that's where my energy went. And I feel like the message that was sent there was, most of these people on both sides, most of these people have no choice. They have to do what they have to do, and it's terrible. And a lot of them, I feel, especially the Russian soldiers, don't even want to be there.
I get that
so-
feeling too, like that.
So for me, that's where I need to focus. I mean, I have been kind of, sending it to everyone that, all around the world, everywhere. But this morning we were just very much focused on doing one by one by one by one. It's kind of going down the line because these people, here in America, people volunteer to join the armed forces, and the
Right.
armed, everything like that. But over there, most of them don't have a choice. So I feel like it's more important to focus on the individual in that respect. And I feel like that's what my overall message was this morning. And because it seems like every time I ask them to take me where I need to go to send the energy, it started broad, and then it just comes very, very down to where we're focused on one person at a time. And I feel like that's what they do anyway. Angels,
One soul at a time. One soul at a
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Everybody has their own angel they walk with. So, or many actually.
Yeah.
But so that's what I feel. Honestly, that is what I feel the overall messages that I've been getting lately. It's just work. It's almost kind of like we started from the top and we're going down, and we're all the most energy is kind of flowing. Sort of, it's not at the bottom. These people are not at the bottom. For me, these people are first and foremost the ones that are literally on the ground, either on it's whatever side, it doesn't matter. These
Right. In
people
combat. Right.
Yeah. But I feel like, and then of course, yesterday it was focusing on people who were leaving, and just sort of putting that energy behind them and helping them go. And yeah, it's terrible.
That's beautiful, by the way, Leslie. That's beautiful. And thank you for that, because that's what we can do. I love that, because I always say, you can only help one soul at a time, really. And that's what they showed you.
Yeah. And I think that's the most important thing, is because, it's important to make sure we send that light and energy to everyone.
Right.
And so we still do that collectively.
Mhm.
But when I ask them to take me where I need to go to actually put that energy where it's the most
needed.
used,
Yeah.
we go right into individual people.
Wow.
So it's amazing to see that through their perspective.
I'm so glad you came today. You guys, if you want to get her book, it's Find Your Twin Flame. It's by Leslie Sampson. This is Nancy Yearout. This is High Road to Humanity, and we will be right back. Hi, this is Nancy Yearout, and this is High Road to Humanity. And I'm here today with Leslie Sampson, and she communicates with the angelic realm like I do. And let me read her bio really quick. I haven't had a chance to read it. And she's a certified psychic medium. She's a certified spiritual life coach. She's a writer. She's an angel communicator. She's an animal communicator. She's a Reiki master. She's an angelic healer, a crystal healer, and a spiritual teacher. And she's my friend. And I'm so glad she's here on the high road today. And I wanted to read that. You work with Archangel Michael, and I'm under Archangel Michael. I've tried to explain that to people. They just look at me like, what? And
Like,
so
what?
I've had people tell me that, and I want you to talk a little bit about that, but just because it's coming from you and not from me. But I've had people say, oh, you don't have wings. They're not really wings. And so I want you to talk about the wings that I have.
Well, I know personally because I can actually see yours. But here, let me kind of burst a bubble just a little bit.
Okay.
99.9% of the time when I communicate with angels, they don't have a halo. They don't have wings. They just look the same as me or you. I always see the angels as men for some reason. I don't know why. But they're androgynous. They can be men or women, depending upon how you want to experience them.
Right.
The only time, and I communicated with them my whole life, the only time that I see them with the traditional halo and the wings that we are so used to is when they are in sort of what I call help mode. Like they've come to assist.
So you see mine for that reason?
Yes.
That's why you see mine. Mine are pretty.
Yeah. Yours are pretty. And I feel like yours are like got the when they're out all the way, they're pretty wide, but yours have got that pretty blue tip on the end that usually are associated with Michael. So, but that's when I feel it. That's what I see it. And it's usually when I'm doing like sessions with people, either healing sessions or mediumship or whatever, they're on my team. So when they come, that's when I see the traditional halo and wings whole thing. Like, you know, Archangel Michael, who's the electric blue,
Right.
and Archangel Raphael, emerald green.
Yeah.
And we can go on and on and on. Gabriel, I usually see as kind of a light blue or a pink, depending upon his point of being there, because
Right.
you know he works mostly with the throat chakra.
Right. That's where I get the messages. But you know, I don't see, I got to tell the audience so they understand. I know and feel and all of it, but I don't see. So that's why she has a gift that I don't have. We all have different gifts. So I just want to say that.
You know, we all had different gifts, but here's the really fun thing that I learned. When I became certified, our teacher said, okay, well, what's your go-to? What's your first? I said, well, I see first.
Right.
And then, but the point that she was trying to make eventually was that we all have it. We all have the ability to see, hear, feel, smell, touch, taste, all of that with our, as I call them, metaphysical senses.
Right.
So don't limit yourself. You might, it's a limiting belief. I don't.
Well, I think I will. I think
belief.
No, I'm with you. I think I'm afraid. The only reason I haven't seen yet, no, I think I will. And I will. I know I will actually.
Yeah.
But I know. But I've been afraid for a long time to see. That's why. It's true. And so when I'm not afraid anymore, then I will see. Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
No, it's not crazy. It's really not. And I think that's the same principle for everything, because even though, you know, like for example, I've been a medium my whole life, but as an adult, I kind of sort of blocked it off, and it didn't really come back in full force until I kind of released the fear of, oh my God, people are going to think I'm weird. People are going to think I'm crazy. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. As soon as I released all of that, then it started coming in full force. You know, so I think the same thing to happen to you. It's really not it's a beautiful thing. You shouldn't be afraid of it.
Yeah.
But everybody's got to walk in their own way.
Well, no, yeah. Well, I did get to see, I take that back, Leslie. I did see my dad when he left. That was weird. That was the first time I ever really saw. So I did see my dad after he passed, and I saw him in the distance in my living room, looked up, there he was. So I have seen before. I shouldn't say that. But that's not my, you see first. I know, like, just no, there's no ins, ands, buts about it. So it's like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So we all have our like, yeah, it's weird. And that's why, you know, I feel so strongly, you know, about the Russia-Ukraine thing, I think, because I just know that we're not getting the full story. And I know that the people need help. And in order to help them, I know if we can send good energy, light, love, and prayers, that's what will help. And that's really the key.
It is. I also think it's beautiful that people are, you know, finding different ways to help, like, for example, monetarily by, like, you know, renting Airbnbs for people and things like that. I think that's beautiful. But honestly, it's been my experience that when you change the energy, you change the vibration. When you change the vibration of one person, it's like a domino. It radiates. It might take a minute, but it radiates. And so I feel like that's why, as we were talking about, I feel like that's why we were drawn this morning, for example, to one individual person. Because I really do think, I believe that wholeheartedly, that, you know, if I'm passing by somebody and I say to them, hey, cute shirt, that's going to make them smile. And then maybe they'll say the same thing to somebody else, because now I've changed their energy, you know. So I did that today on the way in.
Oh, cool. See, that's wonderful.
Yeah, so I believe that.
So let's rewind. You were starting to tell us some messages that you've been receiving. Talk to us some more about that.
Oh, goodness. Well, I have sort of, when I wake up in the morning, I have kind of an angelic alarm clock, because Archangel Michael is literally standing there kind of waiting to review my day. And this morning, same thing. He's waiting to review my day, and he'll say, okay, so today you got this on tap. Today this will happen, unless you change your mind. And today this will happen unless you change your mind, you know. So it just keeps going on and on. And then, you know, one of the things that he said to me today was that we're going to focus on actually getting the word out about starting with individual people and sending each individual person that energy instead of I mean, I'm not saying we can't do the collective. The collective is still amazing, but we need to focus on, and it's not just people like, for example, in Ukraine, it's individual people
in your life that you run
in your
into,
life.
that you come in contact with. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that was my message from him this morning. He's like, yes, and we're going to do that. And like when you're walking into the library later, you're going to run into this chick who's going to really think that she doesn't look good today. You make sure you tell her that she does. Yeah, honestly. So, you know, every morning to the point where it's so funny because my dog will wake up before me and she'll look up and she'll go and just stare at Michael. Because I know she can see.
Until you get up.
And she'll be like, who are you again? What are you doing here? Okay, yeah, whatever. I'm getting up.
I'll tell the audience why he comes every day.
Well, once upon a time, I asked him for help when I first became really sort of in tune with the angels because I was always behind. I was basically living in fear. And so I asked him, like, can you keep me on schedule? Because I'm always late. I always miss everything. And I'm always just, what the crap? And so he's like, okay, I can do that. You know, and then he shows up in the morning at the foot of my bed. And he has done for almost, what is that? Almost 10 years now, something like that. So yeah, every morning. It's like a secretary. Like he sits there with a clipboard and goes, da, 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 da. So,
And he tells you, yeah.
And he tells me, and
Yeah.
but it's because, but now it's not really just so much to keep me on track of anything as it is to actually kind of sort of check in with me, which I love because he's actually one of my guardian angels. I have met him, but he's one of them. And so it's, you know, it's a blessing that he's actually standing there.
I think so. Yes.
Sometimes it's annoying too, but
no, it's such a blessing. And, you know, if it wasn't for Leslie, because you're the one that really taught me how to communicate directly with Gabriel. And I learned how to do that. And then since December, I bring a message in, or I'll just, if I'm having a tough time, I'll ask him personally, you know, what I need to know, and he'll bring me a message. And so now he and I are really tight. Isn't it cool?
I have to tell you, like, I'm going to be so honest. I ask my angels, my guides and my angels to check in with people that I work with all the time just to see how they're doing. And this morning, I knew I was going to speak with you today. So this morning, I said, hey, Gabriel, what's Nancy doing? Because I'm just super nosy, you know? And so he started telling me about all the messages that you've been, and it's not even just messages that you read to each other. I mean, I feel like he was telling me about you guys have like regular conversations, and especially while you're sleeping, but regular conversations. And he's so excited. And of course, I say he because I see him as a man. But
me too. Yeah, I do too.
Either way. But so, and he was just always so excited. And I was like, well, what should I say today? He goes, talk about me.
Oh, well, I didn't know him. Yeah, I didn't really know him. Like I was always about Michael because, and I always felt such a connection with Michael. So I figured I was under him. And then of course, a lot of people have said, Nancy, you're under Michael, which I knew I was a warrior because I am a warrior and that's just who I am. But Gabriel makes sense because he's the messenger and I'm the messenger. And so he and I together, I mean, he helps me, you know, he gives me the message for the people. It's so cool.
I asked him one time, I said, how does it feel to be so famous?
What do you say?
I'm famous.
Oh, God bless. Hey, we got to go to commercial break. We're talking about the angels today. I'm here today with Leslie Sampson. Leslie, tell them how to get in touch with you. She's really cool. I mean, if you want to get a reading from her, how do they find you?
I am, it's lesliesampson.com, and I am actually going to be bringing back a lot of different kinds of sessions. So be on the lookout for it. Just visit my website.
All right, perfect. This is Nancy. You're out. This is High Richie Humanity, and we will be right back. Hi, this is Nancy Year Out, and this is My Road to Humanity. And I'm here today with Leslie Sampson. So glad she's here. And we're talking about the angels. And, I came here to help humanity. You are here to help humanity. We work with the angelic realm. I came into this body. I am a human. I do have to deal with all this human crap still. It's really hard. I just want to say that, man. It's hard being an incarnate angel on earth. It really is. It's not easy. Because we see these things and we would like to fix them and we can't always fix them. You know what I mean? But we do what we can, and there are teams that work together. Talk about that, Leslie.
Well, when I first encountered my angelic team, I kind of was like, how does that work? Like, how can, for example, Michael be here speaking with me, and then somebody else on the other side of the world can be speaking to him at the same time? And of course, I learned that they're everywhere, they're all at the same time. What is that? Omnipotent or whatever that's called.
Yeah, right.
Omnipresent.
Right.
But I also learned, and this was several years ago, I learned that there are different archangels have their own sort of angelic teams. So, for example, if you're on Michael's team, you have that warrior instinct, you have that warrior guidance, you have that ability to get in there and dig deep and actually, sort of be fearless, which is similar to how Michael is himself, although he's also pretty funny and he's really good at finding shoes and parking places, just saying. Really good. Anybody else who's on Gabriel's team, you are someone who is, very outgoing, and you're like your natural born speaker. You like to give messages. It doesn't matter what they are, just messages to people. You like to speak to people. You like to help people. Myself, personally, I'm actually a healer. I'm on Archangel Raphael's team. I am not an angel, by the way, but he is one of my guardian angels who, as a healer, he's kind of, for lack of a better word, he's kind of my boss. He kind of helps me kind of sort of channel that beautiful and healing energy, not just from the angels, but also from, universe, from God, the beautiful universal white light. So I learned that, it's a different way of looking at it. Like, people will say, well, my guardian angel is, so and so. Okay, great. That means that you're on their team. So I can honestly say that even though I have Michael and I have Gabriel and a bunch of other angels on my team, I'm actually only on Raphael's team because I'm a natural born healer. So, and for you, you're a little different because, as an incarnate, you actually are part of the team on both sides.
I was going to ask you because I feel like I'm on both sides.
Yeah, it's almost kind of like you have one foot here and 1 foot there.
Yeah, because I'm a warrior, but then I have the message.
Yeah, but I feel like it's, I mean, I've met other incarnate angels. I am not one. I wish I was.
Oh, no, you're here to help us. Come on, Leslie.
But the message is the same. So, but I feel like it's almost kind of like you have 1 foot on earth and 1 foot on the other side. And when you transcend, you just go back to being on your team with your, I guess, sort of angelic family of millions and millions of angels. So I just think it's a beautiful thing that that's kind of how it's kind of like everybody talks about having a league of angels. Well, there you go. The league is sort of, kind of like soccer.
And I feel like, yeah, and even though I can't see them all, I know this sounds weird to the audience, but they are all behind me. They're like a lot of them, like they are here with me. I can't tell you how many. I can just tell you there's a lot, and they go with me where I go.
Yep. I mean, just use, I'm not like sort of tuned in or anything right now, but just using my vision, I can actually see that there are 6 immediately behind you, and then it just goes on forever. So 6 always walk with you everywhere you go. But but you have several that are behind you. So I could never actually count all of them. That's how many you have. So it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. And I can feel it and I know it. And it's comforting.
Yeah.
And I
you
do.
know
What?
Nancy, I gotta tell you, don't let people steal that from you. Don't let people tell you that no, you don't have wings, or no, you don't have these angels that walk with you, because they don't know. They're not you. They don't feel what you feel, and they don't experience what you do. And that comes from a place of, I don't know, maybe jealousy or fear or something like that. Don't let them take that from you. Okay, I just have to say that to you, because that's what happened to me when, talking about my book for a little bit. When we were starting to talk about, when I was going to people and learning about twin flames and starting to sort of share my story, a lot of people kept telling me, no, you're crazy. No, it can't be. Chico is not real. It can't be. There's no such thing. No. It's in your imagination. You made it all up, blah, blah, blah. And these were people that were supposed to be my mentors. So
there was a jealousy, and I get that a lot. People are jealous because I'm an angel, and they're like, I want to be an angel, but they're not. And so they try to put me down, and that's what they did to you. Same thing. That's what you're saying.
It's the same thing. And so it's sort of like an after effect of being a light worker who's not afraid to share the stories, because people who are afraid to get out there and share their stories, they're going to glom onto some aspect of your story, my story, they don't like, and they just think, oh, there's no way, that's not possible.
Judgment. They're judgy.
Oh my gosh. But for real, I literally just was introduced to a bunch of people who knew Chico when he was here. And I said nothing about our connection. I said nothing about my book really to any of them. And the first thing they said to me was, wow, you look familiar. I know you from somewhere. Where do I know you? And I'm like, nowhere. We've never met before. But because they knew him, our energy is equal. So they could feel that through me. And so to me, that was the ultimate validation. And so you get to a point where people are going to say whatever they want to say, and it doesn't matter. But I'm telling you to don't let people take that from you, because it'll like start to make you question, and it'll start to make you like go, I don't know, maybe I'm not experiencing it, but you really are. And then you'll get further from your purpose instead of closer to your purpose. So, it's just a little tidbit, just a little bit, motherly advice.
No, it's fine. And I put white light around myself every day, and I really surround myself with the light. There are a lot of people who don't believe, even in my family, I've had people, I think the family is the worst, because they're like, you're part of my family. How could you think you're an angel?
I understand completely.
So, let's talk a little bit about your book, Find Your Twin Flame, and tell the audience a little bit. I've got about 4 minutes before we go to break, but talk about what happened and who your twin flame is. We can talk more on the last segment too.
Well, actually, it's relevant because I was at a very low point. I had just been sexually assaulted by somebody who was my friend since I was a teenager, and I was at a very low point, and I actually prayed, and I asked God to sort of end everything in my life. I didn't want to die. I just wanted that existence that I was living to be over. I wanted it to be changed. I wanted it to be different. And not long after that, a soul entered my consciousness, actually my unconsciousness, because it came in a dream state, and turned my life upside down. It's completely changed it. And I found out from my angelic guidance, maybe like a year and a half later, that he was my twin flame. And my answer was like, what is that? Why is it important?
And what's a twin flame? Yeah.
Like, what is that? So and that's what started me on the road to actually understanding the concept and proving it. Because I said, it was like, okay, if this is real, prove it. You don't say that to my team, because they find really inventive and creative ways to prove it. And all of that actually is what translated into the book.
Wonderful. It's a really good book, you guys. I had her on the show talking about it. It's Find Your Twin Flame. Now, do we all have one?
Do we what?
Do we all have one? Do I have one?
Yes.
Even though I'm angelic, I've got a twin flame.
Yes. Every
Okay.
soul that is created has a twin flame.
Oh,
Period.
now is mine male since I'm female?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I know the belief is, there's the divine feminine and the divine masculine, but
Right.
your twin flame can incarnate however they want to. They could be a dog if they wanted to be. Not ideal, but they could be.
Right.
Doesn't matter if it's male or female because the soul will recognize.
Right.
The whole point, for example, most people think the point of a twin flame relationship is love, like a love relationship.
Right.
Which, I mean, I'm not saying that doesn't happen because it can, but the point, the purpose of the twin flame relationship is soul evolution. So that's why I can say that, yeah, your best friend could be your twin flame, or it could, that could be male, could be female. Sometimes it could even be someone who doesn't gender identify, for example.
Right.
But it doesn't matter because your soul will recognize and understand its match, regardless. Period.
Right. Interesting. Hey, I keep hearing hawks cawing in the background. I don't know what that is. I mean, seriously, I don't know what they're doing or what's going on, but somebody's telling us something because that's like off the wall that would happen. Hey, we got to go to commercial break. I'm here today with Leslie Sampson. This is Nancy Yearout. This is High Road to Humanity, and we'll be right back. Hi, this is Nancy Yearout, and this is High Road to Humanity. I'm here today with Leslie Sampson. I'm chuckling because there's a bunch of birds like making really loud noises. They're hawks. They're out there talking. I get the roadrunner here. I've got 2 doves that come every day. Of course, I do feed my birds, but the birds are messengers. Talk about that, Leslie.
Well, it kind of makes sense that birds are used by not only loved ones on the other side, but also angels to carry messages because they're easy to shapeshift into for number one. But number 2, they're just such a beautiful representative of angels in the flesh on earth. And I feel like I was trying to sit there and go, what are you saying? What do you think? But I can't hear them well enough, so I'm asking. Not super dialed in, but I think the gist of it is just to kind of validate you. Yeah. So like I said, I'm not super dialed in right now, but I feel like that's kind of it's a hello, we know you're here kind of a thing. So that's kind of what I feel like.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, but no, it's amazing. And, I mean, there are people who believe, like, for example, that cardinals are representative of loved ones. Doves are obviously representative of creator of all that is, Jesus, higher power, whoever you call it. And then the bluebirds, for me, are representative of my Archangel Michael.
Okay.
Because they're blue.
Yeah.
So, so it's a beautiful way of
it is. When I see the roadrunner, and I don't see him that often, but it's like a sign that things are like, it's like my confirmation that I'm on the right track. It's like, but I know that, and that's taken me a while to figure that out, as far as that kind of stuff goes. So, you've got a lot of people out there who are learning to connect. I'm teaching people to connect. I really think the most important thing for all of us here on the planet right now are to connect with the divine. You can call it source, you can say God, you can say creator, the almighty I am, whatever you want, but it's connecting with that energy. And that's what's going to help us raise our vibration and become more loving individuals. Do you want to talk a little about that?
I agree with you completely. And I think that's a lot of the purpose of light workers and incarnated angels and other beings being here on earth, because I've been shown that there are a lot of people who have incarnated. And it's just to help, because when you have a situation like what's going on right now, where people are just focused on, greed and whatnot, I call it's all fear-based.
I know, and our gas prices are going up, and it's affecting us, not to get into a whole nother thing, but it's affecting us so much, I mean, I'm getting ready to go on a trip, and so gas prices are now going to be $4 or $5 a gallon to go on. It's crazy. I mean, it really is and our food supply. I worry about our food supply. I worry about our monetary system. All of these different things are going to be affected by everything.
But instead, here's what I suggest.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
Because I've started to do this myself.
Okay.
Doesn't matter if it's a penny. Doesn't matter if it's a dollar. Doesn't matter if it's $100 bill. Every time you take money out, even if your debit card, okay? Every time you put money in your hand, put white light in it.
Bless it.
Bless it, send it back out. Bless it to return 100-fold. That means whoever picks it up, wherever it goes, before it gets shredded at the mint, whoever held it receives that blessing 100-fold.
I love
So
it.
that way, we're sending the vibration out there.
So when I buy something, you're saying, okay, I send this money out with light and love, and that's it. And ask that it be returned 100-fold.
Yeah, and I've actually dipped into my coin bank and pulled out some pennies, and I'll just leave random pennies for people to pick up off the ground with that blessing.
Nice.
So
I
that-
love it.
So
Leslie.
that people can actually raise their vibration and receive back. Now, it might not mean they're going to receive money back 100-fold.
They'll get the
might mean they're
blessing.
They're going to receive blessings back 100-fold. So that's the important thing.
I love
I
that.
know. I didn't come up with that. The angels did. So.
I love, well, of course they did. Yeah. It's like, sure they did. That is wonderful. That is a wonderful message to tell people to do, because people, don't know what to do and they don't know what to believe. And it's a tough situation, but staying up and staying happy and staying joyful. I walk around the house. I know this sounds crazy, but I sing, I got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Do you do it too? I sing it all the time, down in my heart. And, because I feel that, the more I sing, the more joyful I feel. It's just you do that too. Talk about it.
The one that I sing more, though, is this little light
Of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. I sing it too.
I sing it to my dog.
Oh my God.
I sing her a lullaby before I go to bed every night. Now, grant you that lullaby is a Beatles song or part of one, but still, every night before I go to bed, I sing her a lullaby, and I see the effect that it has on her. So then I just go ahead and sing like a song and just put it out there and send it out to hopefully amp up the vibe a little bit. And
well, you are amping up the vibe. I got to tell you something. I thought I was the only one. I walk around the house going, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it. There's nobody here. Well, the angels are here. I'm singing it.
I have to tell you, and I don't care if your audience knows, I'm literally sitting at the public library tonight, right now, talking to you about all of this, about the angels, about it out in the open with people around me, about the angels, about raising my vibration. I just sang that song, and there are people sitting around me. So imagine how we're affecting. I mean, they might think I'm crazy, but I don't care. But we're raising the vibration, just by bringing that. Because it's so funny. I was going to rush home, and I was immediately told I didn't have enough time to get there and get all set up and everything. So I was looking for a spot, and I was told, just go to the public library, sit down, plug in your laptop. Like, okay, we'll do.
You guys hear how connected she is, and I am too, but I just want you guys to understand that when you connect with your angels, with the angelic realm, and we all have a guardian angel, you guys, that you can connect with, they work with you and they tell you, like you said, I don't know what to do, I'm going to be late. And they told you where to go. They guide you. That's what the cool thing is about connecting with angels.
I mean, I had been connecting with them my whole life, but then I actually I got a deeper connection when I was actually attuned to them through the Lightarian Institute, and we were attuned not only to the archangels but also to the seraphim and sort of the other different levels. I say levels, but it's not levels; it's all the same. But sort of the other different kinds of levels in the angelic realms, because there's more than one. So, and ever since that happened, it's almost just kind of like, sort of like they're just kind of sitting on my shoulder all the time. And it doesn't require an attunement. I should put that out there. It doesn't. It really, all it requires is asking for help and getting permission.
Yeah.
That's all. I give Archangel Michael permission to find me a parking spot at Walmart every weekend. I know that sounds funny, but I swear to God, I always find one. And I never have to walk.
I love it. Now, I will be honest with you. I've been doing that myself for a long time, many years. I don't know. I just say, I need a parking spot up front, and it's always there. I just ask. But I will say this. One time I was driving, I'll tell a couple stories. Once I was driving and I was driving a little bit too fast, and I didn't think I could stop. And I was like, oh God, I don't think I can stop. And my car stopped, but it wasn't me. So these things happen where, there is some divine intervention on little things that you wouldn't even realize, but there is a lot of divine intervention that comes in.
Just a short story to kind of follow up on that. My mother is terrified of crossing traffic. She won't do it when she's driving, but I don't care. I drive with angels. So we were crossing traffic one time and she said, I really wish you wouldn't do this. And I said, hey, Mom, watch. Hey, Archangel Michael, can you make me a space where I can cross the road safely? 3 minutes. 3 minutes I sat there. And finally, all the traffic stopped. And I crossed safely. And Mom was like,
you can always ask. See, you have to ask. And if you ask, they will provide. I think that is really the biggest thing. Connecting. If I could teach anybody anything, and I think you too, is just connect with the higher vibration. You guys will change your life. What do you think?
I agree 100%. And sometimes it's just as simple as even just looking at an image. I used to go into churches all the time, especially Catholic churches, just to look at the imagery that they have of the angels, especially Michael and Gabriel, and Mother Mary. I know she's not an angel, but Mother Mary as well. Just so I can get a visual. They don't look like that to me, but still, they're representative of their energy here. And I think that when you bring that representative into the physical, it helps to build that connection. So I have an Archangel Michael statue in my room. I look at that every day. And a lot of people do that as well. A lot of people do have statues of different kinds of angels. And my aunt has a whole collection.
Right. And you're not alone. I've got Michael's right here up on the wall. You just can't see him. And Mary is over here. And then there's lots of angels throughout the house. And there's even outside. Yeah. I'm like, yeah. And I have a lady, I'm going to start doing this. There's a lady who sends out little angel pins. Beth Grossman, she's one of the people who send me people for my show. And she sends out little angel pins. I'm going to start doing it because she sent me one. And even though I'm angelic, I just thought it was the coolest thing ever to get one. You know what I mean?
Okay, now I want one, like for real.
All right, cool. I'm going to get some. All right, we got to get out of here. We've been out talking for almost an hour. Leslie, tell everybody how to get in touch with you again.
My website is lesliesampson.com, and you can contact me, anytime from there. I actually personally respond to all emails, so
God bless.
Happy to hear from you.
Thanks for coming on. Hey, if you guys want an angel reading, go to my website, nancyyearout.com. You can book your date and time, and I'm happy to help you. I'm so glad you came on the show today, Leslie.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure. All right, you guys, we're going to get out of here. Her book, just in case you want to pick it up, is Find Your Twin Flame. This is Nancy Yearout. This is My Road to Humanity, and we will see you next time. Everybody take care, and God bless.
Connect the dots and keep the motion. Can achieve your goal. Let's hit the high road.
Hey, you guys, join me next week on The High Road for more stories filled with wisdom, love, and hope for our future. Have a fabulous week, and know that by staying on the high road, you will make it to your destination. Visit my website, nancyyearout.com, where you can book a private session to learn how to tap into your own abilities. And check out my YouTube channel. It's Nancy Yearout's High Road to Humanity.
You can achieve your goal.